because Aware has been, working with this data for 6 years, we can have, 6 years or more of a company's history about how they communicate. We can then enrich the data with things like sentiment, with, toxic speech, with themes, etc. And then because we have access, we have this timeline, this time series of data, we understand the distribution of these data over time in any kind of little slice we want to take, um, to and understand what is kind of normal. What's your normal sentiment on a Friday night, um, and are you now deviating from that norm? And then we can provide that to the end user and say, hey, you know, last Friday at 1 a.m. in the morning, you had more volume than you would expect, and it was negative. What's going on? Well, maybe it was an IT outage of some sort or whatever. But we can give those type of insights to the business in order to understand what their normal is.
Yeah, and this is all about recognizing when deviations are anomalies. And what are anomalies? Anomalies are deviations from normal. And then how do we define normal? Well, we started out aware as defining normal from a global benchmark perspective. What is normal globally benchmarked? We then got more sophisticated and said we can start to understand a unique organization's normal, right? Matt Pasternak's normal behavior is very different than Jason Morgan's normal behavior. And so we wanted to self-learn. This goes back to the human element and understanding that every organization is made up of humans. Every human is different. So therefore, an organization is different. And so we had to understand and build a way that would start to learn what is normal for each organization so we could give them that anomaly detection, whether that's for a security use case, for an HR use case, for an executive level use case. This now, Kevin, starts to get into more of opens the door for the many use cases that our applications can now leverage this embedded AI in our platform and leverage that AI native platform capability. So we didn't want to be tied to a specific use case or a specific application. What we wanted to be tied to was the data set that's being generated by employees that has a behavior element to it, and make that accessible to any stakeholder inside of the enterprise. And that includes developers that are now starting to get interest on building other apps or workflows off of this data set.